getting dicey.
That's the new version.
That is the new version. It's the new version. It's so good. Cool. So yeah, the you've read this envelope and you've got the chest that's in front of you, Baron. And you look down, you notice what there was more than just the skeleton in this chest. There's a few other bits and pieces as well.
Oh, okay.
You notice there's a small iron key, sort of near the bottom of this chest as well. Some blank books with some pretty sweet black leather covers, and there's 3 spell scrolls as well. You also, as you scavenge through this thing, find the deed to this house.
Oh, I'm rich.
As well as the deed to a windmill, and a signed will. Yeah, so that's kind of
who?
The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. So this is when you learn probably that the house isn't called the Death house; it's the Durst. It's the Durst's house.
What was
Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, and they've bequeathed the house. They've bequeathed the house, the windmill, and basically all other family property to 2 names, Rosavelda and Thornbolt Durst, in the event of their parents' death.
I thought for sure that was going to be Fred.
Did you say Rosavelda?
Rosavelda with a V.
Okay. Rosavelda and
Thornbolt.
Oh, that's a wicked name.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet him. He's clearly very cool.
He was the one crying outside.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm guessing.
It was Rosavelda, wasn't it? She was a little...
She was talking. She was talking, but the other one was just crying, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. There's 2 little kids, yeah.
So I've got the deed to a house. That's fantastic.
And a windmill.
Well, he's surely not taking it. We're not here on some kind of robbery mission, are we?
I mean,
he's giving us shifty eyes. Like, it is mine because I did look at it and touch it. So, my house.
Well, but that does remind me. We've just read this note, and it seems like the people in this house that are being attacked by monsters are potentially evil monsters themselves. They've been torturing and murdering people and sacrificing them to somebody in their dungeon.
Yes, very concerning indeed.
So are we keen on going into the dungeon? Because I might... You are? You're keen?
Yeah, I'm super keen. Yeah, especially now that I know that one of us could end up with a windmill at the end of it. I've always wanted a windmill.
Are you taking anything from there? You've got the spell scrolls, you've got the key, you've got the deeds to the house and the windmill, you've got the will itself.
Look at the will and the way. Now, what are the spell scrolls?
You flip through them. It looks to be a spell called Bless, another one called Protection from Poison, and another called Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. From poison and spiritual weapon. Sorry, I'm just writing that down. Before we go anywhere, I was thinking about doing something with the skeleton.
Oh yeah, and Dave, no clicking your pen today. Yeah.
Oh, only when you get excited.
Only when you get very, very excited.
Communicate through the pen. Fantastic. It's like the episode of Star Trek.
Okay.
When he was in the wheelchair, you know.
I do not.
Pike. Captain Pike. And
don't know it.
Okay. Well,
some kind of clicking-based plot point.
Yeah.
Or beep. You can only communicate with beeping. Well, I want to cast a spell then, and I just don't want anyone to freak out because I know, Morley, have you ever seen skeletons moving?
Nay.
Of their own accord? Okay, because a lot of people, when they see undead, they think, oh, it must be evil. He's a baddie and everything, but it's not the case. They can actually be very nice people. So,
all right, I trust you, wizard.
Okay. Well, that's a first.
Actually, what this is a good time, Morley. you don't really know this crew that well. So what I want the others to sort of do is explain what you're seeing, basically. And this also helps any new listeners or viewers as well. Baron, while you're sort of digging around in this treasure chest, can you describe what the Baron looks like to Morley?
Okay, he's an aristocrat, but he's left home and sort of given up his money. So I think he's got kind of fine clothes, but he's a bit disheveled. He's got a black wizard hat. He's got a glass staff that he got off of Glassstaff, and he probably smells of booze and cigarettes. And he's a bit of a boozer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever he can get his hands on, really.
Yeah, it's not just booze. Yeah. Maybe Mirakin, you're in the same room as Morley as well. Do you want to sort of explain to Adam what Mirakin looks like?
She is a diminutive elf with wide, alert eyes, very cautious, sort of hunched over, kind of trying to keep an eye on what Baron's doing, but looking around quite nervously. She wears like a long cloak and seems to be dressed for travel in the woods. She has quite a wild appearance, and you'll see sort of some giveaway magical signs to her face and hair that denote she's not your typical elf. She's got a little bit, at the moment, she's tinged with green, and yeah, it's a little bit of a strange aura.
Yeah, cool. And while we're doing this, we might also move through Dave as well. Do you want to explain Loris to Adam? also for our listeners. Yeah.
Listeners have heard this before. But basically, Loris is... Why am I getting an echo? I've got myself... Hold on.
I'm getting a serious echo as well.
Why am I hearing echo? I've got nothing open that's playing this.
Anyway.
Your headphones loud?
Anyway, so yeah, I'm a 7'3" tall Goliath, grey, kind of complexion with rather white eyes. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, tank, essentially, big guy, got a bit of a dad bod, but he's been around for a while.
I never knew that. I never knew Loris had a dad bod. That's fantastic.
I thought he was ripped.
He's the oldest. He's not totally ripped, and I've probably never had a chance to describe that, which is why he wears the chainmail shirt. Otherwise he'd be rocking around with literally just this on.
It's a little shy.
That's such a new layer to Loris. I didn't know that he was sensitive about his dad bod.
I didn't know, though. I thought he was totally ripped.
So did I.
I thought he was just wandering around naked and like with ripped abs, but maybe that's just me being a pervert. I don't even know.
I think we need to.
But I mean, so basically, Loris has been around for quite a while. This isn't his first rodeo. He's left, not without giving too much backstory, he's left his old lifestyle to basically be a barbarian and just wander around helping out people wherever he could. Yeah. So he's a bit older than your average traveler that you might spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh. And he's covered in tattoos and scars, yeah?
Yeah, his tattoos, scars, and his chainmail is covered in the blood of his...
Stop touching your mic, man. Stop touching your mic.
Sorry, that's still not being clean. So he probably still stinks a bit too, because he doesn't really bathe a lot.
Yeah, well, no, he probably hasn't bathed in the last 3 years either, and he got covered in plenty of
told him to.
Yeah.
I'm sure he accidentally fell in a river a few times. At least I hope he did.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And John, tell us about Bill.
I was just going to say, I like the canon of Loris really let himself go in the last 3 years. He used to be ripped. But we just, since coming back to see him, we've been polite. We haven't mentioned it. Well, we know.
That was a bit tighter than it was, right?
We've just sort of skirted around it by saying, "You're looking so well. You're so healthy.
You're looking really healthy.
You look resilient, robust, fecund, all those sorts of things." So, Morley knows me from my childhood, so he kind of knows a fair bit about what I look like. But for our new viewers, depending on the angle that you look at Bill, he looks more or less elvish or more or less human. So
he's like a magic eye.
It's a little bit like a magic eye. A little bit like a magic eye. Especially if you're looking at the side that has the elvish ear on it, he does look very elvish. But he's a relatively handsome chap, even if he does have to say so himself. What's strange to you, Morley, I guess, is that I'm very well dressed. The last time we encountered each other, I was just a bit of a scamp trotting around on the road with not 2 coppers to rub together. So I seem to have done all right for myself. Very well, very finely dressed for a street rat.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sweet. I think we can move on then. I think, Morley, you might have a better understanding of the people you're now traveling with. Baron.
We all understand he's a pirate.
Yeah, you've all been just given that piratey description last week of Morley.
Looks like a pirate, sounds like a pirate.
But it's definitely not a pirate.
beard?
He does.
There is a beard. Yeah.
All right.
He's a pirate.
I stress though, it's not really your typical pirate's beard. More of a sea captain beard.
There's the distinction.
Yeah. It's an important one. Anyway, Baron, what were you doing with this the skeleton in front of you?
Okay. I just realized I didn't actually describe what I actually look like. So I'm just very pale, gaunt, and I look like I haven't had sleep for a long time. I've got like dark bags under my eyes. That's the general look. So I'm going to cast Animate Dead. Did it do it?
It did nothing happen. So
Nothing.
tell me about Animate Dead.
Okay. Well, what I get to do is animate a dead, and the skeleton in the chest should come to life.
Is there any sort of rolls, or does it just happen?
This happens.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no, it should just happen. I don't know why it didn't pop up. Okay. I'm just going to look it up on my D&D Beyond. But yeah, you should just come to life. Just like
Can you cast it at different levels?
no, but once I get upper level, I can bring 2 back to life.
Oh.
So the spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or a corpse of a medium to small humanoid within range. So he's a skeleton, and I imbue. This is the problem with the spell. It says your spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature, which doesn't give a good, starting point.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be foul.
I mean, it's not incorrect. It is a decaying pile of bones that you are bringing back to life.
The
the
spell
target
was clearly
becomes
written by a self-hating necromancer.
Yeah.
Well, someone who's never met a nice skeleton. The target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones, or a zombie if you choose a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can give you their stats and everything. On each of my turns, I can use a bonus action to mentally command any creature I make with it up to 60 feet away. I can decide what actions it takes, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And creatures under my control for 24 hours.
Okay.
I can just cast it again in 24 hours. If I don't, I think I lose control of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this the skeleton is all in one piece. It's just kind of slumped over into the chest, and it slowly raises up, puts a hand on the edge of the treasure chest or this chest, and sort of pushes himself. Or yeah, let's say it's a guy.
Oh.
This one's a guy. Pushes himself up to his feet and just kind of stands right next to you, just looking at you, kind of light on its feet, just like that. Just like that.
Good lord.
Oh, he's waving at me.
All
Oh,
right.
Now he does have a bit of sort of armor. He's got like leather armor on him, and like I said, he's got like a poison dart or 2 sticking out. One is in the jammed into the armor. Another one is in a rib. And yeah, so you've now got a animated skeleton standing next to you.
I'll just pull the darts out of him and try and tidy him up a bit.
Yeah,
he
you
looks
just
presentable.
Just dust him off.
Yeah, I'll do up his buttons and everything and pat him on the back. Gary?
Oh, Gary.
Welcome back, Gary.
Gary. I knew a Gary once. Less pale though.
Could be the
I
same
don't have I wasn't expecting this, so I didn't have any sound effects set up ready to go for that. But he's just like his mouth kind of just clatters, like open and closed, and just like he seems happy with his new name.
Okay, all right. Good to meet you, Gary. We're going to get along fine. I'm going to treat you with respect, and we're going to have a nice time, I think.
Did we
Won't
need
put you in too much danger.
Did you? We'll just say that he travels next to you, unless you send him elsewhere. Then we might need to bring in a token or something on the map. Yeah. Okay, great. Is there anything else that you need to do? What are you doing with the stuff that was within the chest? Are you taking any of that with you?
Yes, I'll take it. And I'll let people know what it is.
Oh, yeah,
So I'll
okay.
take the contents of the
Just
chest.
taking it all, just scooping it all up.
It's not a secret. I'm letting everyone know
Yeah.
exactly what you said.
All right. So you've got a little iron key. You've got 3 spell scrolls. You've got a couple of leather-bound books that just seem to be empty. And then you've got
empty.
Yeah, they're just empty books. And then you've got the deed to the house, deed to the windmill, and a signed will. That will is signed.
So we're just looting now then. Okay.
Did you read the note?
Just because there's been an incident doesn't mean it's just free. It's just free real estate, as they say. You can't just take the deed to the house because you heard something bad happened. I'm
not planning on owning the house, but if it turns out that these people are evil or they turn into monsters or something, I think we should give the deed to the children or something.
Just holding on to it, right? Just holding
It's
on
a
to
will.
it.
We need the will.
I've heard that one before. Just holding on to it. Okay.
Let's move out into the hall. We have both Bill and Loris. Bill, what's Bill up to? Now you had like an interesting moment where you were chatting to the statues of armor or the armor suits of armor. Sorry. How was he feeling? What was that for? What was he trying to get a feel for? And how's he feeling right now?
I think he's feeling a little bit strange that he's still here in this place, and maybe hasn't quite reconciled how we got here. I think his initial actions were kind of predicated on him thinking, "Oh, we're in this VR setup," but really, it's not.
Right? Yeah. Correct.
Which just kind of dawned on him, and he's now starts to slowly back away from the suits of armor and says he's going to stick pretty close to Loris, I think.
Cool. You hear there was creaking earlier coming from upstairs, and again you're hearing that from above, from the stairwell next to you. There seems to be some sort of like the woods creaking or something.
Is it coming closer?
That's like right above you.
Psst, American, Morley, Baron, and try to get their attention. And then I'm just
I
gonna.
heard it too.
Bill feverishly points up at the ceiling above him.
We should send the new skeleton in, just in case there's a monster.
Yeah, that's a great idea, American.
Why would you put Gary in trouble?
Rather him than me. That's all I'm going to say.
Are you keen for this, Gary? We'll see how dangerous it is. I'm just stuffing stuff into my bag. It looks like I'm looting, but I'm not. And I'll come out with Gary.
Like American, you've just walked out from seeing the Baron pilfering this stuff out of this chest, and you've walked out into this main hall with his suits of armor and Loris and Bill. And again, you just take in Bill wearing this top hat and coat that has clearly been taken from the cupboard downstairs as well.
Yes. It's all being mentally noted. The morality of my companions being somewhat malleable.
Interesting,
All
isn't
right.
it? The people taking stuff that isn't theirs. None of them are the pirate.
You're still, yeah, I'm quite impressed with your composure so far. He hasn't been swiping things left and right. Shall we go help those children? That's what we're here to do, isn't it? Help the children, not take everything we see.
Well, should I go up there?
Perhaps
I can go say hi.
we can go up there with Gary. We can all go together. I'm going to send Gary off. I'll go stand next to Bill, and we can both walk up the stairs with Gary in the lead.
I'm going to call ahead.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna. So are we gonna go upstairs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Careful.
I'm just calling from the bottom of the stairwell. Hello.
Oh, why would you yell?
I mean, that's a fair point. But you hear nothing. Nothing comes back down. Strangely enough, like you hear your voice kind of echo up this beautiful stairwell, and just a little bit of dust now sort of comes down from the top of the stairwell, and which is weird because this floor and the first floor have just been immaculate. But you noticed when you yelled and there was the echoing of your voice up the stairwell, just a little bit of dust started to fall, just the tiniest bit.
Has the noise stopped?
You don't hear any creaking right now.
Did it stop all of a sudden, or?
It's just been relatively intermittent. Every now and then you would just hear some creaking. You're not sure if it's just the house settling, or if it was a foot on ground, like weight of something.
Can I maybe use perception to see if I can tell the difference between those two things?
Yeah. Give me a roll.
Nope. Sorry, wrong one. 13.
I think a 13 is enough that it seemed too in too much of a specific point to be like just the house settling. Plus, this house seems to be like it's been around for a while. It really makes you think something is up there.
I turn to the party and shrug.
I say quietly. Oh, so you're keen to charge in? Is that right?
I did think to call ahead, but the fact that it's
go.
a response is a bit worrying.
You shouldn't have called ahead, honestly.
I
I don't
was
know what you're thinking.
trying to be good and raise our intentions to whoever was up there.
Monster. Yeah.
Well, we didn't. Yeah.
All right. Loris,
I think now you
why
all.
did you throw us all away?
I think now
Another child.
you all hear the creak, just like almost like the shifting of weight. You just hear a creak. We just lost Shannon as well, strangely.
While American and Bill are busy discussing stuff, Loris has just basically started walking up the stairs.
Oh, Loris is just heading up. That's great.
Yeah, that's why I was counting 3, 2, 1.
Okay, cool.
I was just like, yeah, gave them enough time.
Yeah, okay. I think while you guys are just discussing it, and Bill is sort of explaining, that he thinks he might have heard something, and American's like, maybe we should send the skeleton, and Baron's like, hey, let's not put him in. Loris is just shaking his head and just walking up this beautiful red stairwell. Loris, as you get halfway up, you start smelling that it's a lot more. It's not damp, but it's musty up here. There's way more dust. This place, this floor just does not look like it's been looked after in the same way that the other floors have. There's just cobwebs and dust everywhere. And so if you move up and left in the map, you'll see the starting of the third floor being unveiled. And you can see up against the far wall as you get to the top of the stairwell, just another suit of armor. And this one is completely covered in cobwebs with its axe sort of held high next to it.
I like this. This sort of is cool.
It's a lot darker up here as well. There doesn't seem to be much light coming into this area. It's enough that you can see, but it is a lot darker. And there's oil lamps mounted on the sort of oak paneled walls. So it's still similar style from downstairs. It just hasn't been looked after. And on those paneled walls, it looks like there's more carvings. This time, like woodland scenes of trees and falling leaves and small animals. Are the rest of you following Loris up?
I
Yep.
shall.
I'm gonna whisper, "Hey, Loris, is it okay up there?"
It's fine. Come on.
Who was
Just
that?
dive
Was
next
that
door.
Dave?
You're not missing anything.
Or was it Loris? I promised I'd hold you to it.
Yeah, where's that Loris voice? Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as you all venture up the stairway, you two all smell the musty, sort of dusty smell of this floor. And you also see this suit of armor just covered in spider webs. There's a door to your left and sort of a little alcove off to the right with a couple of doorways as well.
Mm.
Can we discern the direction that the noises were coming from?
You were standing where you thought that noise was coming from. Like it was right above you when you were in the hall below, and now you've taken that stairwell directly up. There doesn't seem to be anything here.
So, if it's super dusty, do we see any recent tracks in the dust on the ground?
Give me a perception roll.
Oh, I shall. Give me 5 minutes.
Spot hidden.
Let's get that spot hidden. Oh wait, wrong game. Okay, I'm doing perception.
Roll of a 9.
What?
With a 9, you're not really noticing. You notice the absence of tracks. Like it is very dusty up here, and it doesn't look like anyone's really been up here for quite some time.
Are there any windows on this level?
Not in the room that you were in. That's why it is much darker, this area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have faith in you, Loris.
Yeah, Loris. So you've come up. Everyone's followed behind you. You've been greeted with this empty-ish room. Oh, you got.
Sorry, I'm just muting until people in the kitchen leave the room.
Oh, right. We're still going to pick that up in the podcast, so I'll have to do some great fun time editing, but that's okay. Okay, well, who's following American? You're behind. Loris is just kind of walking around, taking it all in.
I'm going to carry up in the same direction I've come and walk up to the door in the corner and place my ear upon it, listening for anything.
Yeah, as you walk past that suit of armor, the axe that it was holding high just drops,
Ooh.
and just comes down on you. And it rolled. It rolled a 23, which I assume is a hit, doing 5 damage to you. What I will get from each of you is a roll of initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Click your
Don't
token.
forget to click your token.
Okay, right.
11.14 for Bill.
It's a nice round number.
I've rolled 12.13.
I rolled a 10.
I've rolled a 12.
21, baby.
Okay, great.
Must be your inner chivalry coming out.
Now, who didn't click their token? We got a few people. That's okay. Well, Adam didn't know.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, if you click your token before rolling initiative, then it automatically gets added to the turn order. So I'll add you on there. And what did you roll?
21.
21.
You're forgiven this one.
And who else do we got? Bill, American, Loris, Baron. We don't have you on there.
Oh, that's weird. I've clicked it. Selected.
What did you roll?
A 10.
Cool. I think we've got everyone else in there. Cool. All right, Morley, you've just as you've made your way up the staircase, you've just seen this the suit of armor just dropped this axe down into Mirakin. You don't know if Mirakin bumped into it or you've seen, and it's standing completely still with its axe just down into the ground, having just taken a bit of a chunk off Mirakin's shoulder. What's Morley up to?
I call out, American, are you okay?
She screams in shock as the axe comes down upon her, and she's clutching her bloody shoulder, and she's just like, "What happened?" And she staggers back from the suit of armor.
I also want to draw my crossbow readying. So if the suit of armor moves again, I'm going to fire off a bolt straight at its head.
Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Mirakin, over to you. You're not really sure what happened. It's completely still right now. And it did, from what you can see, the axe just drop straight down in front of it. It just managed to get you as it went down.
I'm trying to figure out if I'd think that it had attacked me or if it had just dropped in a moment of confusion.
If we can do a perception roll that can decide that for you, if you like, if you want that to be a bit easier.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I don't think I've ever would have come across such a thing before.
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
All right. I've rolled a 16.
Yeah, you know you didn't touch this. You know you didn't. You moved past it. You gave it a decent amount of sort of berth as you went past it. And you think you saw it moving just a little as you were getting close.
All right, she's going to scream out, "I think there's something in there!" And she raises her staff and smashes it down on the ground, casting Thorn Whip as a snaking vine grabs out and tries to snag the axe out of its hand.
Yeah, the Thorn Whip lashes out and wraps around its gauntlet. But it can't grab on. It's too smooth. It's way too smooth for the thorns to dig into. And you pull the whip back, having done nothing to it.
All right, I'm just going to stagger back into the corner.
Cool. Loris.
So Loris believes that American knocked the armor over. Loris was admiring the armor and thought it was very spectacular and was obviously looking around the room.
Yeah.
He's just assuming that American has been some, flitting around like a little, druidic fairy kind of thing and just sort of, knocked something over. So I'm just going to step over towards the armor and try and put it back, sort of just lift the arm back to where it should be because it needs to be in its stately position.
Yeah, you basically reposition the arm into where it was holding it. And it seems to be balanced nicely. It seems to be pretty sturdy. You're quite happy with what you've done.
Cool. I'm just going to look at American. American, are you okay?
No, my shoulder. It's bleeding.
Yeah, she's definitely had some damage.
Please be more careful with the sharp objects. They will fall and hurt you.
Yeah.
Condescending.
Bill, you haven't seen much of this being a little further down, but you have seen Morley in front of you take his crossbow off his back, and you heard Mirakin scream out, and you've heard Loris sort of telling her to be a bit more careful. What's Bill up to?
It's actually kind of hard to act here. I think I'm just going to ready an action to cast Vicious Mockery if I see that thing move against one of my friends while I'm peeking around Morley.
Okay.
I've already had Vicious Mockery cast on me by Loris.
Okay, cool. Baron, you're down the stairs, even further down the stairs with Gary.
Yes.
You haven't really seen or you've heard everything that I've just detailed to Bill.
I've heard a scream, the sound of Mirakin being hit by an axe.
Yeah, you've heard the clanging of something hitting the ground, you've heard Mirakin scream, and you've heard Loris kind of tell her to be a bit more careful.
I heard that.
Yeah. But you've also seen Morley taking this crossbow off his back, and you've seen Bill his curiosity peak up a little as well.
I'm going to walk up the stairs until I can see what the cause of this commotion is.
Yeah, I'd say if you could make your way past both Bill and Morley if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. And it's the
Gary is like close behind you, like trying to squeeze its way around both Bill and Morley. Its skeletal hands kind of like grabbing on and pulling past both Bill and Morley.
Get away.
You're too grabby. He can slide past pretty easy.
Yeah, but he's definitely being grabby.
Oh,
that's
been me too by Gary.
Grabby in life.
Yeah. Everyone needs someone who can look at them the way that you're looking at Gary right now, I think. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, so Baron, you've got to the top and you've just finished seeing Loris putting this suit of armor back into position.
I am suspicious of these things because Bill was suspicious of them last time. I thought he was insane. But I'm going to cast a Toll the Dead on it. And if it gets a reaction, it'll mean that it is alive.
Yeah, that's good.
He has to do a save of 14, I think.
Of Constitution or?
Thought I had everything solved. I think
you had it set up properly before, didn't you? Like last session or campaign, I should say. Oh, well, he's rolled it. If it was Constitution, he's rolled a 17, so +1 is 18.
Okay, nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Gary, it's up to you. Go poke him with your does he have a sword? Skeletons usually have swords.
Skeleton's he's got no weaponry on him.
Okay. That sucks.
Get him, Gary. Go for it.
While you're looting everything from the house, wasn't there a lovely sword on the wall back there at some point? You could probably make your own.
Yeah. Is there a sword on the wall?
Not in this room. There was one, I think, back down in the library or in one of the halls, I believe. But
okay, we'll just go push him for now.
Okay, Gary just kind of like rickety, just like really wobbly on his feet, just wanders over to this suit of armor and just gives it a massive shove. And it just like clangs up against the wall and then rocks back onto its feet in a standing position.
Oh.
Is that like an unarmed strike? Or
Was he trying to damage it or just give it a shove?
Trying to push it over.
Yeah. So it's just pushed it into the wall and it's hit the wall and balanced back onto its feet.
Oh,
Baron, control your beast.
I am.
Come on.
Exactly what he did what I told him to do.
All right. Just as it settles back onto its feet, the axe just comes straight down into Gary.
What? Who put that axe back up? It's obviously a health and safety danger.
That is a 12. I don't know what Gary's AC
Armor
is.
class is 13.
Oh, damn. All right, Gary. It swipes down right next to Gary. And it's still for just a moment. And you all look at it like, okay, well, it fell because Gary pushed it. Right? And then it just slowly starts raising by itself, raising the axe back up with one arm and just strikes out to the side into Mirakin. So it was down with its right arm and then just out to the side to its right where Mirakin was standing. And this time it rolled a 16.
Oh, I think that's exactly what my armor class is.
All right, doing 6 damage as this axe just slams into, it cuts into a bit of your waist.
Oh.
Bill.
I believe there's a couple of triggered actions.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's Morley, roll for your crossbow.
Do I just click on the Roll20 sheet?
Yeah, just click your crossbow. It's a 12. So yeah, you've seen as Gary pushed it and the axe comes down. Your trigger finger goes and this bolt from your crossbow just soars straight into the wall next to the suit of armor. Bill, you had Vicious Mockery ready to go?
I call out to American and I just say, I'm sorry, American. I assume these suits were more furniture than foe. I thought they'd be armoire, not walking armor.
That's good. And we got.
Encourage him.
Is it?
What do we have to roll?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom. We failed. That was a 10. Total of 10. we're off to a good start with Vicious Mockery with Bill. After failing every roll in the last campaign.
It takes 5 psychic damage.
5 psychic damage. Okay.
And
cool.
he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. But that doesn't stop. Actually, that might have stopped him from hurting American. In hindsight, okay, because you did that before he ended up attacking both Gary and American. So that first attack was with disadvantage. Is all attacks with disadvantage or just the next attack?
Just the next attack.
So the attack on Gary was at disadvantage, which was a 12. The attack on American was not with disadvantage, unfortunately, which was still the 16. So American, you still take that 6 damage. But now it is Morley's turn.
All right, Morley's gonna yell like, "By Christ, I'm rusty!" and kind of put his crossbow down by his side and hold out his hand. And he's gonna cast Witch Bolt straight at the skull at the pseudo. Take that, you iron bastard!
Witch Bolt. This is a new one. So if you
He's not a pirate, he's a witch.
Oh,
do you want to read that for us?
Yeah. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out toward a creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target.
Okay,
Make
yeah.
a
So
ranged spell attack.
Ooh.
you guys, this is the first time where you see Morley for maybe who he really is. Instead of with his crossbow, he just puts out one hand, and this arc of lightning just shoots out from his hand and just slams straight into that suit of armor. And that does 8 lightning damage. Yeah, you pelted that thing with damage. And it is, again, just blasted up against the wall and settles back on its feet as that lightning arc just dissipates, just crackles and dissipates.
He's not vulnerable to lightning by any chance, being made of metal.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Maybe he liked it and you just healed him. Fine, now he's healed, completely healed. Everyone. No, that's
Sorry for asking.
yeah. No, you've damaged him.
I'm gonna look over at Morley. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because that came from behind you, Baron. That
Whoa.
just shot out from behind you.
And I'm just gonna mutter to myself, he's more powerful than Gary.
Still got it.
Anything else you wanted to do there, Morley?
No, just give a wink back to the Baron as he looks at me.
Yeah, perfect. American, over to you. You've got no doubt. You know that this thing is out to hurt you now.
Well, when one is cornered, one becomes like a wild animal and must choose between fight and flight. And in this case, it's fight the bear or flight of stairs.
Barracan. Bring back Barracan.
Barracan. She raises the staff to the ceiling and starts chanting in Elvish as her Elvish form dissolves into that of a large, burly black bear.
Morley, this is the first time you are
Snarling and
seeing
drooling.
this.
Oh, I thought I was cool.
Yeah. And
Cool.
for once in my life, I won't forget the rules and try to attack on the same turn.
You're just bearing up. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to move? Did you want to do anything? Or
I'm just going to
Stay
stand my ground and slobber at it.
cool. Loris, you just finished putting this up when you saw it like clearly attack both the Baron Skeleton and American. Also, this amazing bolt of lightning shooting out from Morley's hand. What do you do?
That was a bit of a surprise. I think clearly this thing is not what I thought it was. I had armor in my mind and something very arty, but clearly it's not. So I think I'm kind of standing next to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab its leg and just trying to yank it from where it is so it falls prone.
Okay, we'll go. Well, then means we have to do a grapple. So give me a strength roll.
Is that just a standard strength roll or a strength
Just a
check?
standard we'll just do. What are we doing?
So just click on the strength
Just
button.
just click strength, and I'll do a
All right.
competing roll.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, cool. It is classified as grappled now. So on your next action, if you've got a second action, then I'll let you sort of pull it down onto the ground. But at the moment, it is grabbed. You've stopped this thing from being able to move.
So in the act of acting. So I guess because I get 2 attacks at the moment, is grappling 1 attack, or is it counted as just a full action?
You get a grapple as an action and an attack as an action. Do you get 2 actions or do you get 2 attacks?
2 attacks. So I guess it's So I don't know how you define.
Yeah, your action is 2 attacks.
Yeah, your one action is 2 attacks.
That's cool.
Cool.
That's
All
cool.
right.
So I'm going to grab his leg and I'm just going to brace myself. So when my next turn comes, I'm going to prepare to yank it. If he moves, I'm going to resist him moving.
Like, I love the image of Loris just popping a squat and holding onto the leg of this suit of armor, just holding on.
Great.
Just going to lock and hold.
Yeah, cool. Bill, over to you.
Calling out to the suit of armor again, I'm just going to say, you must have been a big cunt in life.
All right.
Hold on. Mr. Circumference.
Do we need to put an R18?
Yeah, we'll put that up. We'll definitely. Yeah, we do anyway. That's fine.
Dropping the symbol.
Yeah.
It's not even 9.
There's got to be 1 per campaign, and we've spent it in the second episode. Okay, so what was that? Another vicious mockery? What do we?
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting cocky. You're like, I did it the first time.
I can't believe that was the thing that got the laugh. The circumference was great.
Circumference. Yeah, I like it. It's good. But you dropped the C-bomb. That's all that matters. He's failed. He's failed on that wisdom throw as well.
I'll just call everybody cunts from now on. That'll.
He's failed on that save. So give us a damage roll.
I'm just kidding. I won't use that word anymore.
Okay. Our American audience is like, what? What?
They should listen to an Australian podcast.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, 6 damage. This thing, it's not like, it's not really showing the damage, but you know that these are so good. These are the best ones that you've thrown out in a long time, and you're feeling really confident that they're hitting, and they are doing damage. Anything else from Bill?
It just has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Perfect. Baron.
I'm going to do similar thing to last time. I'm going to try. Oh, actually, I'll try. No, yeah, poisons. No, Toll the Dead. I clicked it wrong.
We're going to do another Toll the Dead, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a Constitution saving throw. It was a Wisdom.
It is Wisdom 15.
Okay, he failed.
Ooh.
He has failed that.
But he hasn't taken any damage, has he?
He's taken heaps of damage.
Oh, right. Yeah, you got that bolt. Okay,
Yeah.
So it's 2d12.
And he's taking psychic damage
And he's
from
taking,
Bill, isn't he?
yeah. The vicious mockeries.
I never expect that stuff to hit. So.
And it never has.
That's fair.
Don't forget my 2d4 every turn.
So he takes 11 damage from Toll the Dead.
It's getting a bit weak in the knees. It's where it was standing quite sturdy and upright for pretty much all of this, except for when he's been thrown against the wall a couple of times. Now there's a bit of shaking in the knees and a bit of uncertainty in all the joints.
Ooh,
Yeah.
certain joints.
In certain joints. It is the armor's turn again. And it's rolling with disadvantage, and it can't move anywhere. It's got Loris just attached to its leg. And it's still got its sort of axe out, and it just brings it back through Gary.
Oh, come on.
It's a roll of 13, which is...
Well, he's got an armor class of 13.
Yeah, so that's 5 damage.
Is it not a roll of 8 if he's rolling with disadvantage?
Oh, disadvantage. Sorry, yeah, of course. Thank you for the reminder. That is a...
The
that is-
C-bomb. He
that-
needs to get the disadvantage.
Yeah,
That's right. And he's being grappled as well, so it's definite disadvantage. So that's an 8. It just swings straight past Gary.
Yes.
I think what Gary does is he kind of just goes and like separates all of his vertebrae, sort of separate for a bit, and the axe passes through it, and they sort of come back down and connect again. But then
do that.
But the armor just follows through with that swing of the axe, and tries to aim towards Loris, but missing, just going straight over the head of Loris and clanging into the wall behind him. Morley, back to you.
I am going to take a running jump at him with my short sword, just trying to swing my short sword as hard as I can right at the neck region.
Yeah, cool. Go, give me a roll. Call this one the run and roll.
The old run and roll.
The old run and roll.
Sorry.
Try it again. Oh, here we go. 11's is not enough. And it's probably because like Loris is like squatting next to this thing, grabbing onto its leg. You got this animated armor in front of it. Yes, Joe, you're gonna. What do you?
Oh, I was just wanting to understand how grappling works. Does he get like just because surely if he's held in place, he should like attack should get advantage on him or something, right?
Even with advantage, he's missed. Oh, actually, he only rolled once. Give me another roll. Actually, give me another roll. That's a good point. There should be advantage on that attack. So.
Okay. Even better.
Well, so we stick with that first roll. 11 and 7. So we'll go with the 11. Yeah, just with the noise of everything that's going on, you just like slam the tip of your sword into the wall, sort of next to the suit of armor.
All right, I'm gonna take. I think as a rogue, I get to, as a bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of do a backflip back to where I was on the stairs.
God, this new guy's so cool.
Okay, I want to get an athletics check from you on this one.
I knew this was coming.
If you'd said I just slowly back off, I'd be like, good, cool. But no, you wanted a backflip. So let's see.
Oh, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Spectacular.
Yeah, it's good. You don't nail it. It's not like gymnastic worthy, not Olympic worthy, but you do it.
The 12.
You land sort of like you land in front of Bill and then lose your balance a little bit and just put your hand out and just to balance yourself on Bill and you're back on your feet.
Like I said, I'm rusty.
American. Oh, sorry, Bill.
Right.
I was just gonna say, this guy's cool as shit. When the fuck did I
American.
So, do I get advantage on any attacks against him due to the grapple?
Yes, he is grappled.
All right, the cornered bear is going to lunge forward and slash out with its claws and also try and bite and rip at the armor, trying to pull it apart.
So you get 2 attacks, do you? Which is great.
Yes, the bear gets an attack with each the claws and the mouth.
Okay.
I
So
think I
that
actually rolled an extra time by mistake.
we'll take the first 2. For the
I rolled a
claws,
19.
which is a
19
hit.
for the claws.
That's a hit. The bite isn't a hit, but that's because as you swipe out, it just like shatters into its individual pieces and drops down, sort of rains down on top of Loris in pieces. The armor is on the ground. It's not moving, and it's in pieces. It doesn't seem to be functioning anymore. Yeah.
Wow. You just see like a big bloody bear just panting, standing in the mess that was the armor.
Are you going to maintain the bear form now that the combat is done, or are you turning back to American?
I'm still wary, so I'm going to stay as the bear and see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, cool. Loris, what are you doing now that this thing is sort of just broken apart in front of you?
Well, I have hands, arms wrapped around a leg, which I'd like to offer American as kind of a way of saying sorry. Just like, and then keep it, and I'm just going to lay it in front of her and sheepishly back away.
Yeah, this is when you notice that the piece that you're holding onto, there's nothing inside it. It is literally just the shell of the armor.
That also weirds me out a bit,
Yeah.
because that shouldn't be happening. So I really don't want to be holding on to this thing.
That's fair. Cool. So now that the air is settled, that you guys have really kicked up a lot of dust doing all that, and you've just sort of reminded of where you are. American, behind you now, there seems to be a couple of doors, and behind you, Loris, facing the other direction, there's also like a small area with a big double door, and just around the corner, and a little smaller single door. What do we? Oh, is that a hint of what you want to do there, Shannon?
Yes, it is. I'm going to cast it as a ritual. If I get time, if it gets interrupted, it won't work. But it takes 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic because I think this is some wizardy shit.
Okay, normally we would just like sort of skip forward 10 minutes, but is it likely that all 5 of you would just be sitting around waiting for the Baron to
I don't
finish
expect anyone. I'm not telling anyone that I'm doing it.
Bill?
My initial reaction was to say, "Hey, Baron, what's up with this?"
Oh, okay. Well, if you are, I'd like to know too, but I think this is obviously, I don't think it's necromancy or something, but it's someone's put some sort of life force or some sort of glamourine on the armor here. And there could be others or other objects that could attack us. So I'm going to cast Detect Magic, and they should glow if we see them. If
And that's
we walk
within
range.
30 feet of you.
Yeah, it follows me though. So
yeah. Just have a quick look, 'cause that covers a big chunk of the house. Or at least the floor that you're on. You won't be able to see what's happening above or below you. Yeah. So what is everyone else doing while this 10-minute ritual is taking place?
While the Baron is doing his thing, I'd like to just sort of check this door here. Just want to kind of have a look at it, see if it feels locked, or kind of give it a bit of a nudge and see if it opens.
Yeah. Now that you're up close to this set of doors, you notice that there's like this amazing stained glass just design set into this double door. And it resembles kind of like a similar motif that you've seen elsewhere in the house. Is like a big windmill on like a red hill. But you put your hand on it and it doesn't look to be locked. It looks like you'd be able to walk in pretty easily if you wanted to.
Okay. What about the door behind me?
The door behind you isn't locked either, and it's actually a little open. It's like it hasn't even been shut properly. But there are cobwebs that are sort of bridging the gap between the door and the door frame.
Okay.
American?
I've got a question about how HP works.
Okay.
So if I get injured as an elf and then turn into a bear, can I be healed of the damage I've taken as an elf, or do I have to revert first?
So you get the full HP of the bear, which becomes your new sort of...
It's like my temporary HP.
Yep, and when that depletes, you go back to where you were, the hit points that you had previously.
But so if someone tried to heal me while I was a bear, would that heal my original hit points, or is it not really relevant?
You're at the moment you're a healthy bear, a very healthy bear. So
thank you.
If
Thank you very much.
If you were to take damage as a bear, just husky is what I'm saying. No,
husky. I've been looking well fed. I get it. Okay.
If you were to be damaged as a bear and healed as a bear, it wouldn't heal American's damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay. Cool.
I do also.
Oh yeah.
Have advantage on smell checks as a bear, so I figure I might go sniffing around.
Don't go near Loris.
If I can smell anything weird. Yeah, I'm just as a bear, I'm just overcome by the stench, and I realize it's Loris.
Is there anything you're sniffing out for?
Signs of anything that's not dust, like living beings or anything like that.
Because of your smell, I'm not going to get you to roll, but because of your bearish sense of smell, you're really smelling this place for almost what it is. You're smelling hundreds of years of people that have come and gone through this house. You don't smell anything living in the floor that you're on, or sort of even in the proximity of the floor above or below you. There's no smell of anything alive. Just a bit of decay. Thanks. You're still smelling a bit of, Gary's right next to you as well, so you're smelling the sort of
Hey.
deadish bones. But no, there's nothing. It's just old. It's like a really ancient smell, is what you're picking up. Baron, you had your hand up for a bit there as well.
Oh yeah, I was just going to ask if anyone has a spare short sword or a spare crossbow. For Gary.
Oh,
Oh, you're going to give one for the you found out for Gary? He's good for
I
it.
know it sounds bad. I thought you meant like the actual bolt, which I was like, yeah, you can have a bolt, but if
No,
it's the
a
actual-
crossbow or a spare short sword.
I
Yeah.
have a spear short sword.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Thank you. Hey, okay, Gary's going to come over and politely ask you for it.
Yeah, the
You can't do it.
rattling of Gary's bones as he makes his way over to Bill and just puts his hand out in acceptance of this short sword. And he holds it and grabs it by the hilt and just raises his like a skeletal arm up into the air. He's
His arm came off.
oh no. Loris, what are you doing with these doors?
I'd like to go through the little door if I could. They just like to poke my head.
Are you sure Loris isn't
just
too
sort of-
big for the little door? No, he's fine. I wanted you to answer that. I wanted the agony of you saying he was big, but I want to go in the door.
He's not that big, all right? Come on now.
Okay.
This is like the
enough of
body
the-
shaming episode.
Yeah, come on now.
Made by miners.
You creak the door open, breaking the cobwebs that are clinging between the door and the door frame. And you open it up, and there's just it's a very dark room now. There's no windows in here, and you squint, and you can see that there's like a bathtub, like a wooden bathtub with clawed feet, sort of in front of you to the left. There's a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it, and yeah, there's a cistern on the roof that is probably being used to collect rainwater, which is sort of goes down this pipe down into this small little bowl on top of a barrel. It just looks like you've walked into just an old, unused, dusty bathroom.
That was disappointing. So as far as the light is concerned, is it just like it's just a dim, dark or darkish room, right? There's nothing in there lighting the room at all.
Nothing in this room is lighting. You're getting just a little bit of reflected light from an already dark room at the top of the
I'm
stairs.
just going to grab my mace and light bringer, so I've got a light source. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you know,
cool. And it lights it
I
up.
want to see what's going.
You just see a bit more clarity to this room. There's nothing. What you thought you saw is what you saw. It's just an old abandoned bathroom.
It's nothing worth noting at all in this room. Just a big dumbass bathroom.
I think Loris kind of is confused.
No need for baths.
Yeah,
So what is this? It's like
I think Loris is a little confused. Maybe they don't have these kind of bathrooms where he's from, and he's like looking under the tub itself to see if there's anything. And there's nothing. It's just dust and cobwebs
he
and
hasn't
spiders.
used one of these in a long time, and you know,
Yeah.
to have no purpose for these things.
Yeah, I think when you lit Lightbringer, there's just a couple of spiders, just kind of real small spiders, just sort of scattered and ran underneath into the shadows, into the corners. Bill.
Wait, does he not know what a bath is, or
No, he just hasn't. Well, he's been wandering the road for a very long time and hasn't bathed in a bath for a very long time.
Okay.
And there's not really a bath big enough for a Goliath, to be fair. Not in a human.
He
house.
knows what it is. Okay.
He knows what it is. Just no. What's one of these? Useless. So.
Yeah, I'd say you probably reach for the tap on the bath, and there's just there's no plumbing. There's nothing's working.
Just dust comes
Discipline.
out.
Yeah, just like yeah. All right, we'll say maybe 5 minutes has passed since Baron started his thing. What else, Morley? What's Morley doing at the moment?
Pretty confused by the whole woman turning into a bear, or elf woman turning into a bear in front of me. So I'm kind of like just cautiously following the bear around. American, are you in there? Are you okay?
She nods as a bear.
Right. I turn to Bill. Is this normal then?
Yeah, it's about as normal as we get. You threw a fucking boat. What the fuck is that?
Aye, Bill. Oh, I've lived some lives in the time that we've seen each other, boy.
Jeez, you really turned that thing into holy armor.
I don't get it.
Anyway, that was super impressive.
Ah, thanks, Bill. It's great to know I can still impress ye young folk, even though you're like 3 years younger than me or so.
But somehow looks like a decade younger, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a visual distance in age between the two, despite only a small actual age gap.
It's also that thing of like when you're younger, a few years matters for everything, and then when you're older, like it just doesn't really matter.
American.
That backflip was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he even tried it, even if he didn't nail it.
Let's not keep rubbing that in, I mean, it's okay. It's still,
It's
even though he could have done it better, is all I'm
dusty
saying.
in here.
As an elf, American was like, solid effort. And that's like a really high compliment for her. So take it as it is. She's going to
American.
go sniffing as a bear towards the other door near the suit of armor.
And you're just sort of like sniffing around the base of the door?
Yeah, I might nose at the handle and see if I can open it as a bear.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of like pouring at it as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Like
just
a velociraptor.
clever girl.
Yeah.
You pour at it and sort of you're sniffing away. You're not smelling anything sort of bad within there, but you just the weight of your nose just creaks the door open a little bit. And again, it's just like every time your breath goes out before you sniff in, it's just kicking up dust. And it's again very, very smelly in here. But one thing that it's almost the moment you cracked open that door, even though you're a ferocious bear at this moment, and you've never had a problem as long as you've been in that bear form, you just have this feeling of dread kick in the moment that door opened. And like the fur kind of around the back of your bearish, the hackles of your bear neck is like just stand on end.
Oh. I'm
What
sure
is it
everyone
called?
knows that.
What's that, sorry? Joe?
I said I'm sure the ones around me noticed that happen.
Well, they noticed the door opening, but you're the only one that really felt that dread.
But when an animal puts its hackles up, you do note that.
If they're looking at your hackles, for sure.
They're probably like admiring my hackles. And they also they're just like, oh, those are some beautiful hackles, incredible. And then they see the hackles go up and she lets out a low growl.
There we go. It's probably the growl that will help them out.
It's probably the hackle.
Is
but
everything
also
okay?
growl.
You all right?
I'm just going to growl and nudge the door a little open.
Okay. Well, are you trying to get a look at what's inside this room?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's reveal a bit of this room. Let's just draw that out. The door opens up, and again, you've just got dust and cobwebs everywhere. There's a this stunning bed up against the far wall. It's just incredibly elegant, although the sheets and stuff are showing serious age. They're barely held together. They're probably almost more cobwebs than sheets at this point in time. On your right, there's a small door, and just past that, a little double door, and there's another ornate fireplace up against the wall to your left, the left of the room as you head in. Are you going to venture into this room at all?
Yes, I'm going to slowly pad into the room.
Okay, cool. As you make your way through, and you notice as you just get through to where the room opens up, there's this beautiful mirror. Sort of there's like a big mirror, and then this wardrobe, big wardrobe next to it. Just going to see what I've got here. So the mirror is like got this beautifully carved, just like everything else in this place is just carved wood with ivy and berries around this frame of this mirror. There is obviously the bed, 2 end tables on each side of it, and just a wardrobe next to the mirror that's open and empty.
Mm-hmm. Can I sense any kind of direction to this feeling of dread, or is it just permeating the room?
It's permeating the room. You're feeling it more now than before. Morley, as you have moved up closer to that door, you're now feeling a sickness in your stomach.
Morley's following Berrican through this door and just very slowly walking and kind of eyes darting around the room. But I would like to keep my my short sword out in front of me.
Okay. I'd say by this point, Baron, your spell is completed. And the moment is it an incantation? Are you speaking it, or it's a vocal one, right? It's vocal and somatic, I think. So, yeah. The moment you finish wrapping up that spell, the room that both Morley and American have stepped into just has a real subtle glow to it. But it seems to be brighter along the wall to their right. So on the left-hand side of this map, their right.
Okay.
But also from the door just outside this room to your right, there's a glow coming out from underneath that door as well.
Okay. I'm just going to tell everyone that it looks like there's magic along this side of the building. So beware. And I'm going to walk over here and I'll stay where I am and I'll get Gary to open this door, I think.
That door there? Okay. Yeah. Let's reveal that room as
the
well.
one that magic is coming from.
The door opens up and the room is glowing. But it seems to be coming from a cobweb-covered broom that's leaning up against the back wall.
Okay.
There's like just folded sheets and blankets and old bars of soaps on like shelves that are lining this room. But it's that one broom that's covered in cobwebs that is emanating the glow from this room.
I'll approach the broom and pick it up.
Yeah, I think the moment you reach out to grab it, it just smashes out. It just whips it, so lifts up into the air and just like clonks you right on the head with the end of the broom. It only rolls an 8, so I think the Baron's okay. It just kind of catches the side of his hat.
Jesus.
Whoever
that is.
We'll keep the same turn order as before and just skip forward to Baron. We'll just go straight to you in your response here.
I did all that ritual just to warn me, and then I walked right up to a broom.
Yeah.
Thought it might help me to fly around. I'm going to use my action to disengage and back away, and then I'll get Gary's to attack it with his new sword.
Oh yeah, fantastic! Give us a roll to hit for I don't know. You might just need to roll a d20 plus.
His short sword is a melee attack +4 to hit, and does 1d6 +2.
So give us a d20 +4.
All right.
Come on, Gary. Show us how it's done.
How do you do rolling on this?
Slash roll.
Yeah, /roll space.
There's a little button you can click on the left, though.
Yeah,
is
that as well.
Yeah. Slash roll. Okay, let's do that. 10, 6 +4. Oh, Gary.
Yeah, Gary misses. Gary just flubs it. The broom is kind of airborne now and dodging and sort of like evading the attacks from Gary.
Close the door. Leave them to it.
So Gary's in there with this broom, and this broom just swipes out, smack at Gary. His first hit is a critical hit. Doing 6 damage right into Gary's skull, just straight into Gary's skull. 6 damage. And then his second roll is 13, which is, I think that's
a hit because he's got armor class of 13. So.
And delivers just 2 smacks of 6, so a total of 12 damage. Just bang, bang into Gary's skull. How much HP did Gary have?
He's got 13, so he's got 1 hit point left.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Hurt Gary like that.
Gary's still on his feet, but he's got a big crack down the front of his skull now.
Fucking brooms.
Morley.
hearing this commotion, Morley kind of takes a step over here and sees this broomstick going wild.
Just like smack into Gary.
Yeah. Oh, well, it looks like the broom's finally doing some work up here. About bloody time, I say. And then kind of holds his hand out again and does a no look while looking at Baron Witchbolt at the broomstick.
Critical fail, right?
Don't worry, all this bullshit's going away at some point.
This works. I'm going to be impressed.
Give us a click. There we go. 21.
Oh my god.
And 12 damage as well. Yeah, I think
Do I get another wink?
Yeah, it just bursts out of your fingertips and just hits the peak of this broom and travels right down to its bristles. And the bristles just go and like blacken, just char instantly. It's still hovering slightly off the ground, but that did some significant damage.
God.
American, anything from you?
So there's a poor little skeleton getting messed up in there. If I charge in, will I still be able to get at the broom?
Just like there's not a lot of room to move in there. You'd be taking your full movement to get face to face with that broom, and I'd be saying at disadvantage. You'd be attacking with disadvantage thanks to how cramped that space is with you, the broom, Gary.
Yeah, I know. The bear is fat. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
not a sleek bear.
She's not a sleek bear. Okay. It's the just about to hibernate mode. All right. Regardless, she's still going to come crashing in to defend our poor new compadre.
Okay.
Slashing out with the claws at disadvantage and trying to savage the broom. And I've rolled a 6 and a 10.
And both of them miss. It's just the cramped space that you're in. Yeah, you're knocking sheets and blankets and stuff off the shelves, soap's flying up, dust is kicking up, and you pause for a moment and the broom is just hovering in front of Berikin.
In front of her beady eyes.
Yeah. Loris, you've probably just heard like a bit of commotion coming from the room next door.
Smashing into things again, as far as I'm concerned.
You've heard that like growl and that roar from Berikin.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to sort of poke my head around the corner, and I'll see Morley standing outside the room, looking kind of cocky with his, at Baron, kind of, yeah, look what I did. I'm not going to see the bear. I can't see the skeleton, but I'm going to assume they're in the room because where else would they be?
Everyone's attention is at that room, yeah.
Everyone's attention's in there, and it's like, close the door! And then I'm just going to stand there looking very cross.
Fantastic.
At Morley.
Okay, cool. Bill, over to you. This has been a little comical, I think, but also a little scary.
Mum or something. Close the door.
Yeah.
You let all the heat out.
I'm just gonna suggest, hey, why don't we just back away from that thing and see if we can work out what's going on here? Do we need to kill a fucking broomstick?
Gary's honor is at stake, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost killed our new best friend. How dare you?
Critically attacked.
Well, I mean, you did go in and try to grab him and.
Because it bopped his dad on the head.
The broom.
Good boy.
Well, look who's on the broom side.
Really?
All right, shut up, all right? Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm suggesting that we back away from the broom.
All right. Baron, back with you.
Back away, schmack away. Look, I'm going to attempt to do Toll the Dead on the broom.
I thought you were going to fireball it. I thought you were going to
fireball.
Full Nova.
Yeah, then shut the door.
Yeah.
Get this.
And it's a wisdom
saving
saving throw.
How wise is that broom?
It is not wise. It failed. It failed big time.
Okay, that's 2d12 for the
Okay, great.
19 damage.
Yeah, that you messed it up. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Gary!
The broom sort of just like it's already pretty fried, and it just drops to the ground, and all the bristles. It hits bristles first, and the bristles all just fall off this thing, and it slams into the ground and cracks in half since it had been well weakened by that lightning bolt. Well done, you guys have killed a broom.
I'm gonna run in there, squeeze past the giant bear, and just try and check Gary's bones. See if are you okay, Gary? Okay.
Does healing work on Gary?
I think so.
You can heal a skeleton, surely.
Yeah.
Really?
You can heal the undead. Like,
Well, while American's doing that, she tries to make herself feel like a little bit more important by like grabbing the splinters of the broom and just like tossing them around with her mouth like a dog. With like,
Desecrating a dead body. That's classy right there.
A broom.
I don't know
You
if I'd
consider
classify
a
it as
broom
a yeah.
person now.
This is like really Beauty and the Beast type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit more adorable than I was led to believe. You're like, Curse of Strahd's really dark. Are you ready for this? A broom is going to come out.
There's a teapot coming out.
Oh god, no, not the teapot. Think of the splinters.
Capacious teapot.
So the other thing you notice when this broom dissipates is that the obviously the magical aura from this room goes with it. It just drops away. But there is still a glow from the other room that Mirakin had just run from.
Okay. Well, I think I think I was a fool. I thought maybe it was just a magic broom that I could fly around on. But anything that is glowing, I think, is just going to try and hit us.
Yeah.
So I'll pop my head in the other door maybe, and I'll tell you if anything's glowing, let's not go near it.
Okay, cool. We'll take a break here as well, which is probably a little later than we'd normally take one. But feel free to grab refreshments or do whatever it is that you need to be doing.
So does it only glow to Baron's view? Like no one else can see the glow?
Yes. Yeah. Cool. We haven't done as many rooms as we did last session. That's okay. There's been a lot more to do this time. There was a lot of empty rooms. Yeah, there were a lot of empty rooms last time. You've got things like brooms and suits of armor and stuff like that. Let's take a look and see what's been going on in the chat. Man, there's been a lot of chat. We've
Give
had
us the highlights.
We've had a few more. Yeah. We've had a few more follows as well. Captain Cheeky. I'm not sure if I mentioned them before. Mr. Frowny Guy, Mr. Square Peg, Rumplefugs. Thank you guys all so much for the
good names.
Rumplefugs. I mean, that's a great one. That's a great one. But it's probably a good time to mention that we have episode 1 available on our YouTube channel if you missed that last week. So you can always check that out. It's also going to be going live in a matter of hours, maybe like 12 hours time, and anywhere that you get podcast. And we've been doing a lot of work trying to make sure that audio from that podcast is at its best. So I think it's sounding very good, especially compared to the first campaign that we did, which we were really just taking the audio that we put into the stream and just putting it straight out. We're using something else this time to make sure it's a little nicer. So it sounds way better, which is cool. What else have we got? We've got Discord. We've got a link to our Discord underneath the stream where we talk about D&D and other tabletop RPGs as well as pretty much movies or games or whatever. So come and say hi. We've also had some new shirts go live last week, which is underneath the stream as well. All designed. Well, the main one, the one with the cast, designed by Joe, who's playing Mirakin. And then we had the awesome logo, which you would have seen in the intro for tonight, which we've chucked on a shirt as well, which was awesome, designed by Shannon playing.
Yes, but I just ripped it off of Ravenloft, so I'm not going to take too much credit.
You still, it still takes a bit of talent to sort of recraft something.
A lot of talent.
Yeah. It's not like you just downloaded it and typed the new name in. As
hand painted.
Yeah, hand painted as well.
With digital painting.
I can export a little video of it. I couldn't upload it to Discord because it can't handle much video. But you can do like a time lapse of you drawing it, which is quite fun.
Oh, right. So you did it in Procreate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, an Illustrator and then Procreate. Just drew over the top of it to give it all the, because the 80s logo is so great. You know, the old Ravenloft logo.
It
Because
is,
it's
yeah.
all hand painted. Like, just when you're trying to recreate it, you're thinking, oh, the person who did this was fucking smart. It's easy to copy it, but you learn a lot, I think, copying it.
Easy to copy.
Well, easier than coming up with it at a whole cloth.
right, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, you learn a lot while doing it. You go, oh, used a bit of blue here, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're actually Gary's getting a lot of love in the chat, actually, Shannon, because everyone I think is feeling sorry for him after he got beaten almost to re-death.
And then Bill and Loris just come along and they're like, I couldn't care less. I was just like, oh, poor parents.
I feel like Bill's a little more sweary tonight. I think he's got some. he's got a bit of anger in him tonight. It's good.
Yeah. I swear, every time American gets in trouble or gets injured, Loris comes along and he's like, he just thinks American's being a silly goose and he thinks that just shut up and
but to be honest,
help her.
I'm almost 100% seeing it from Loris's point of view. The armor totally saw that. Now after that, and he's like, look, I made a mistake. He just sees people fighting with a broom, and he's just like, "Come on, what's happening?
But
it can't be a broom."
We live in a world full of magic, and also the other time I literally fell in a giant hole, and it was just like, silly elf.
Wait, when was that?
Rude.
Well, elves are supposed to be.
When did you fall in a hole?
I ran over a throat.
Yeah. And that was the other time when you yelled out, "You calling me fat?"
That's
that's what I was trying to call back to
the
it.
bridge fell in.
Yeah. What I'm trying to get at is that our party members don't seem to give a crap about each other.
Yeah,
it's
a bit harsh.
That's not true. We give a crap. We're just very suspicious about, I don't know. You've got to be more careful when you're
not really giving people the benefit of the doubt, though.
I don't think anyone should be giving Loris any shit for about the broom after Baron saw it was magical and just wanted to pick it up.
But I can see the logic there because, a magic
room, all I saw was people go into a room. In fact, I didn't even see people go into a room. I just came out. I came out of a room and heard some ruckus.
Yeah.
Didn't see a bear. Didn't see the Baron. Didn't see the skeleton. I'm like, what the fuck are you three up to?
Yeah, why would you then yell, close the door?
But you have
if you didn't know what was going on.
It made sense to close the door.
You don't know how big the room is.
And Loris's mind was north, and he can't just close the door.
Yeah.
The context is we've gone into a house and we've been told it has monsters in it.
Mm.
So you do have to imagine that
you've been told by a child there's been a monster in
by a child.
Yeah, and we've been attacked by a living statue of armor now.
No,
and everyone's acknowledged
Loris saw the statue. The axe fell. Loris assumed that you'd knocked it over.
No, everyone saw it raise it back up.
I mean, that's why you grabbed it. Yeah.
That's why I grabbed it.
Your character would know magic exists, is my point.
Yeah,
absolutely. Loris knows
it could be dangerous.
Well, I'm gonna look out for any utensils and shit like that magic, because this reminds me of what is it? Splatterhouse?
Yeah,
a game. Is it Splatterhouse or Splatterhouse? And you walk around with the Jason Voorhees mask, and you get attacked by chairs and paintings.
Very frightening. Did you ever play Hugo's House of Horror? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No.
Me and my sister were stuck on that game outside the house for a year before our cousin told us you could smash the pumpkin with the key inside. So our whole gameplay experience was just wandering around outside the house going, jump fence. And it's like, you cannot jump the fence. Climb over fence. And
was it text game?
Yeah. Well, it was text with graphics as well, but it was all...
yeah. Good Zork or something, yeah. Those are great, those. Yeah.
Kind of like King's Quest, I guess. That kind of...
Never thought
those kind of graphics.
Oh.
Yeah. People are saying maybe the party were the monsters the whole time. In the house.
Wow, that's
we are attacking.
One even turned into a bear and attacked a perfectly docile suit of armor.
A chunky bear.
yeah.
I love how it's gone from Loris dead bod to now Americans fat.
I do like
Brilliant.
that Loris has got a dad bod. That is absolutely
Yeah.
canon. We may need to change the pixel art to really put a gut.
Yeah.
To put a gut.
Yeah,
on
I
No,
was
no,
so
I'm
ripped in
quite
the
happy with
pixel
that
art.
depiction.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
quite happy with
was-
that depiction. Thank you very much.
I actually
When
like
that photo was
drew-
taken,
I like that's what he has on his MySpace. I make it on his like his dating profile or whatever, like on
That's
Tinder
that's
or
the
whatever.
Tinder
It's like
profile, okay?
20-year-old
Yeah.
pic of him.
That one great photo of themselves.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'd like drawn all the abs and everything in the pixel art, and then I like had to put the clothes on top, and I was kind of like,
Yeah.
it's regretful.
This is why Loris has the clothes, because underneath it's all ab.
right. All ab.
Just an outside kind of like rounded ab.
One big app, baby.
Now, Dave, your internet connection's a bit spotty. Before we go live again,
no.
can you kick everyone off the internet? Is that going to be possible?
I'm gonna have to get that connector thing to
Yeah.
wire up the 10-meter cable. I'll do that in the next week or so.
Yeah, it's only really kicked up recently. Mr.
Yeah,
Frowny
it's
guy.
when everyone arrives home.
Mr. Frowny guy has said they love how we pronounce bear, because I guess I'm just making an assumption that's like an American audience that do beer. You got to really pronounce the R.
Bear.
Beer.
When you first said it, it sounded like bear, as in
Bear.
as in, but not beer.
What's it? What?
Bear, as in BARE.
They're all pronounced the
That's still-
same.
No, they're not.
Bear.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Bear,
Yeah,
beer,
they're
and
not.
beer are all pronounced beer. They're called,
No,
what are
they're
they, homonyms? Is it homonym? Is
Yeah.
that yeah.
They're not.
They are, they're
They
homonyms.
are in Kiwi language, but they're not.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Bear is different in English.
Bear.
Bear. Would you like a bear?
No, you wouldn't like a
couldn't-
bear.
I
You'd like
couldn't
a beer.
bear. I couldn't bear a bear.
Oh.
Got attacked by a bear.
Since episode of Bart Goes to Australia, beer.
Beer. Yeah, I don't.
Is that what the dollary does?
Yeah.
Great episode.
This is kind of like the bed and beard
Yes.
incident. So those two aren't
when you
homonyms.
when you said beer the first time, it sounded like beer, as in beer naked.
But that's
They're
To
homonyms.
to me,
They're the
that's the
same.
same. That's the same to me.
Wow.
Have I been saying these wrong the whole time?
No. I'm pretty certain they're all.
Bear.
I won't get into an elocution
I'm gonna look.
discussion.
You already know I'm going to be looking this up, like
You
pronunciation things
enunciate
later.
the difference for us, though.
Yeah, why don't you?
How do you say bear versus bear?
You'd probably hear it the same.
At
I-
least
I-
you
No
two-
shit,
I-
because
I-
you'll be
I-
saying
I
it
had
the
a-
same.
Funny story. Like years ago when I was doing speech and drama and public speaking and stuff, I had a speech examiner. Her name was Mrs. Beer, so BEER. And so one of her key questions that she'd ask you was, how do you pronounce beer, as in BEER, bear, as in BARE, or beer, as in beer the drink? I don't know, beer as in
she had
BEAR, they're the same. Her name was it was beer. I can't remember how you spell it. It was
3
long ago.
E's, you said.
2 E's, sorry. I meant 3.
Oh yeah, with 3 E's, it's definitely
And then
different.
an E on the end.
I meant 2.
Beer.
So her surname
Beer.
was beer, as in the alcohol. So you had
Hmm.
beer, and there's the other one which I can't remember which I just said. So it's been too long.
Bear naked.
But yeah, they are pronounced differently, or supposedly. Just not from
Flurry,
New Zealand,
Furry Blue Elf in the chat is saying Loris is wrong, and I don't know. I want to look this up before
That's rich coming from someone in Hamilton. I'm sorry.
All right, well let's get back into. I think everyone's ready. Everyone's got like is everyone ready? I mean, I'm not going to assume you're ready. I don't want to be.
I've got a Turkish delight. Don't hate me. I love them.
Yes, Turkish delights are amazing.
Where's ours? Can Gary
People
deliver them
really
around?
like it's a divisive thing. It's like beer or beer.
I've heard it's either Turkish delight or Turkish fright is what I've heard.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely Turkish. It's
Some
definitely
people say it's
Turkish.
like-
Turkish delight.
So let's do
Right.
a quick.
Let's do a
poll
quick
there.
round. Yeah, let's go
Who's
around.
Turkish delight? Because I'm definitely hands up
Yeah.
for Turkish delight.
Oh,
Ooh,
Turkish.
hands up for
Turkish fright. Turkish fright. We've got one
Hands up
Turkish
for
fright.
Turkish fright.
Yeah.
Pirate.
Some
Always a
people say it's
pirate.
like eating perfume, but
Yeah.
give me the
That's-
perfume.
It's
me
like
the
rose
perfume.
flavored, right? So I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you guys back into the Durst's house.
They've all got red caps on backwards.
See, John made a great like Fred Durst thing, but I don't think anyone picked it up.
No,
I mean, we all picked it up.
Roll for damage there, American. 'Cause-
How many psychic damage is that?
Yeah.
On me?
Okay, cool. We're back.
See
We're
the
back
one
in
that
now.
did the Shrek song?
No,
What
that's
trick
Smash
song?
Mouth.
Oh, that's Smash Mouth. Whoa, what's Fred Durst from then?
Limp
He's
Biscuit.
Limp Bizkit.
I did a cover of the only thing
He
I
did
really
it-
know is
dude,
the
he did it-
cover of Behind Blue Eyes. I don't
Baron-
really know the rest.
They did a great cover of Faith by George Michael.
Plus, he did it all for the nookie, and you just like,
Oh, that's the
Oh,
one.
of course, yeah, he did, didn't he?
Roll,
I
roll,
remember
roll.
that.
cool. Shannon, you were walking. Oh, sorry, Baron, you were walking
Yeah.
back into this room, yeah?
Back into
Well, your first time into this room, I think you were saying you wanted to go into the room that American exited
the double bed.
with the double bed. Yep.
Me and Gary. Yeah, I'll go in here and yeah, I'm going to open this door. The first door that I see.
You're just gonna just open it up.
Just slowly, just to try
Okay.
and see. And if I see anything glowing,
Okay. So this room looks kind of like a nursery to you. There's a crib up against the far wall, and there's like a black shroud over it, so you can't see into this crib.
mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really out. There's like just dust and cobwebs. You think you can see some kind of shape past that shroud, but you can't really see any details. It's just not
Inside
really
the
at
crib?
right, yeah, inside the crib.
Okay, this
but
is creeping me out.
The glow isn't centered on the crib like it was the broom or anything like that. But the room has a bit of a glow to it.
The room has a glow.
The whole this is because it was emanating from this underneath the door before.
Yeah.
And this whole room has a bit of a glow to it.
Hey guys, there's a crib here. However, this baby was stillborn, right? So is it that child's? I think I'm just creeped out by the whole thing because I suspect that there's something up with this baby. Just to let you know. So does anyone want to go and touch the crib?
No.
I mean, I'm going to wander and see if I'm pretty sure I won't smell anything living,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to sniff around the room and see if there is a baby in there, I will surely smell something.
What is there any specific smell you're looking for? Because the last time you were in this room, this is baby. There's no smell of baby. There's just old. It's ancient. This whole room smells dusty and musty and old.
Well, the problem is when I'm a bear, I can't really enunciate.
Mm.
So I can't really tell anyone that I can't smell a baby.
So you,
If I
Baron,
can't smell a baby, I'm gonna go and nudge that cot because it's freaking me out.
Okay. Yeah. So are you just walking into that room and just giving it a little nudge with your paw, or
Yeah, I'm gonna try and dislodge the shroud.
Okay.
Shrouded things are too scary to be left alone.
Yeah, you walk up to this crib and start pawing at this shroud, just trying to find like a gap in it. And you manage to hook an edge of the shroud and open it up, and you can see down into the crib. It looks to be a lightly wrapped, baby-sized bundle just lying in that crib.
Mm-hmm. So is it just a fully wrapped bundle? Is there a baby's face? You generally don't wrap the face of the baby.
It's fully
for breathing
wrapped.
purposes.
It's fully wrapped.
Okay, so it's
Fully wrapped.
but it doesn't smell of death or anything.
No, you're not. All you're smelling is like hundreds of years of aging. And
Baby.
Mm.
It could be a burrito. I'm gonna go in with
It could just be a
American,
burrito.
and I'm gonna say to American, should I pick it up?
Can bears shrug?
Give me a nod. Give me a nod. Or shake your head.
I'm gonna nod. You're the one detecting magic, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna gingerly lift in, put my hands in, and lift up the baby-shaped object very respectfully.
yeah, you reach down into this crib, and it gets really dusty and cobwebby, and you've got to push away some cobwebs to get to this bundle, and you put it into your hands gently and lift it up out of the crib.
Mhm.
You're now holding that bundle.
Okay, I'm going to lift open the fabric over its head area or
It's-
body or
Yeah, it's just more blankets. It
More
is
blankets.
just, there's nothing in there. It's just blankets that have been folded and turned into a baby sort of sized shape.
that's mean.
But then you you hear just a gentle sobbing coming from the room that you've just walked out of.
Huh?
Turn around.
Yeah, the sense of dread the moment that you turn around just picks up. Morley, what are you looking at that side of the room? Have you gone to go look in the fireplace or?
No, I was just backing away from the creepy, possibly dead baby room.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're the first to see it. What you see is this woman in the mirror on the wall. And it's at first you're not sure if what you're seeing is just a trick of light or if it's someone just, I don't know, a reflection of something. But it slowly moves through the mirror and into the room, and it's crying. And as it cries, parts of its face start melting away with the tears. It's pushing the face away, revealing just this frightened, almost half skeletal look. And it sort of looks out towards the Baron. And so, Baron, you're now seeing this as well. The moment your two eyes lock, you're just feeling absolute and utter fear.
Oh, thought you were going to say we're falling.
If only.
I feel utter fear and
But this fear is painful. You're going to take 5 necrotic damage just as this thing just looks
just by looking at
deep into your eyes. You just feel sick, this rotting feeling in your stomach as you take 5 damage from this.
Yeah.
It lets out a scream and just charges straight for the Baron. And we're going to need another roll of initiative for everyone, please.
So click your token, even though I did it and it didn't work. So that's probably
Yeah, I rolled an 18.
I've rolled a 21.
Ooh,
Bosh.
I've rolled a 12.
And
I rolled a 9.
cool. All right, let's go to the top of the order. Loris, you've been sort of looking down through into this room, and you just now see this floating spectre just charging towards the room that you saw American and Baron heading into.
Fucking children can't look after themselves. So just seeing this random thing.
Wait, were you just talking about us? Rude.
So I'm just going to assume that they haven't seen it because it's just randomly appeared and I've not seen. I've kind of seen them just go into these rooms. So
you can tell. You can tell that this is not a good thing to be being charged by.
So I can see that it's heading towards the room where they've gone, and I'm just going to run from where I am, screaming, "Look out!" So I'm going to charge there, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do when I reach the thing, but I'm just kind of going to grab it and just trying to push it out of the way, just sort of a bit of a tackle mode, because I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just running in to grab it.
Give me an unarmed strike. Or are you trying to grapple it, or are you trying to?
I'm just trying to like big Superman dive and just tackle it. Like
yeah.
a rugby
Okay.
tackle.
Give me a strength roll.
Okay. I've rolled an 18.
Cool. You just go flying straight through this thing. And sort of just land opposite on the other side of it, prone on the ground.
Okay, I'm lying flat on the ground, feeling rather silly, but
Cool. We'll go over to Morley now.
All right. So Morley saw this kind of grisly spectre step out of the mirror. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I want to cast Mage Hand, and I want to use Mage Hand to try and topple. Is the mirror like a freestanding mirror that I can topple?
It's attached to the wall of this beautiful wooden frame.
I'm going to try and use Mage Hand to kind of yank it from the wall to try and smash it.
Okay, cool. Give me... it's not a roll, it's just a thing.
It's just a cantrip.
It's firmly attached to the wall. But what you do notice is when this hand reaches out, unlike ever before, you've cast this multiple times before, but this time the mage hand has just taken on this skeletal look instead of its normal kind of spectral look. And it grabs out to try and like swipe or find a hold of that mirror. And instead of shifting the mirror, opens up a part of the wall. So that wall now is a little open. It's like a secret door behind that mirror.
Right. Okay. I'm going to yell out, I got some good news and some bad news.
Okay. All right, we'll move over to Bill. Bill. Sorry, you're muted, Bill.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what I can do here. I think I am going to go for it. I'm going to cast a spell. I've not used this before.
Ooh.
Oh. Sleep.
This campaign.
It's called Calm Emotions.
Okay.
And what I'm going to attempt to do is that final clause there is I'm going to try to make this target indifferent about creatures. And I'm just going to say, we're not the ones who caused you this heartache. We're here to help some children. You may know them.
Okay.
That's all we're here for.
So they've got to make a charisma. I think everybody within. You don't have to.
We all have to do it.
So there's two modes, right? So one is I can help people from being charmed, or I can try to calm down something, like one thing. So I'm choosing to try to calm down one thing.
So it's everybody within a 20-foot radius still has to make a saving throw against what you're trying to do. They can choose not to if they don't want to, if everyone wants to suddenly feel calm about themselves.
I think that's the first mode. And
the second mode is targeted.
You can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice.
There still has to be a saving throw for it, right?
Yeah, by the target.
Not from everybody.
This creature would have to. This creature would have
right.
to.
No, because it says everyone within 20 foot has to make the saving throw, and it allows choose one of the following two effects. So everyone has to roll.
Oh, yeah, true.
So.
Yeah, so you can choose to let it fail if you wish.
Yeah, yeah. And what does it have to beat?
I crit failed.
You double crit failed.
Double crit failed.
I actually rolled with an advantage and got 0 on both. What a legend.
That's amazing.
Legendary at charisma.
That needs to
Adam won't know this, but I'm legendary at failing charisma checks as well.
So how do you roll?
14 is the number to beat, by the way.
Yeah, it's rolled a total of 17.
Okay.
It is ignoring your words completely.
What?
Adam, you're fine. American? Yeah.
Adam got a crit success.
Yeah. Ultimately, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice. So the creatures of choice in Bill's was you guys, basically. So, American, you're feeling kind of indifferent about your whole crew. Right now.
I also
I can only target one creature.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, no, that's fair. Sorry, that's cool. All right, all good, all good.
Basically, nothing happens. You might feel a little bit calmer.
Yeah.
Like somebody down with a nice cup of tea. It's a herbal tea, so there's no caffeine in it.
Yeah.
A couple of tramadols.
Yeah, we'll say both American and Loris are just feeling a little calmer. But yeah, and this spectre has just ignored you completely.
Glad I burnt a second level spell slot on that.
It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt. American.
American extremely calmly steps forward in order to protect Baron and hopes to nudge him out of the way as she does so to stand in between him and the Spectre.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Growling and slathering in the Spectre's face. She's going to attempt to bite and slash at it, but I suspect it won't do much.
Well, give us a roll.
All right, I've rolled an 8 and a 20 for the claws.
That first one misses. You catch a bit of its sort of ghostly clothing, I guess. But that second one manages to really dig into the side of this Spectre, and it lets out a scream. So how much damage? 8 damage.
It did 8 slashing damage.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Oh, I didn't expect that to hit after Loris flew through it.
Yeah. Is there anything else Berikin wants to do?
Just snarl and slather.
Okay. You are face to face with this thing. Baron.
I'm going to attempt to cast Cause Fear at level 1.
Okay.
What does that do? I don't know. Okay. So it is not like the spell Fear. It's Cause Fear, which is not as powerful. And if they fail it, they will just go into a fearful state or something. I don't think they even run away. They go to They become frightened.
Well, they've rolled a 19 total.
Oh, okay, that's fine, I suppose.
It also says a construct or an undead is immune to this effect.
Ah, foolish. I myself am not thinking straight. But Gary is going to run and attempt to attack it.
Okay, give us a roll.
So it's a +4, isn't it?
Bill, was that just a standard short sword, was it, that you gave Gary? There was... Yeah, cool.
10.
10 is a miss. So is Gary... So I'm trying to think of where Gary would be standing at this point.
I think he's probably here. He would have come in with me.
Right. So yeah, he would have had a bit of trouble to try and reach out anyway. So let's just say he kind of just slammed against the door frame. Anything else from the Baron?
Nope.
It's the Spectre's turn. It's just looking directly at Mirakin. Well, kind of like, eye to eye with Mirakin. Mirakin, I assume you've been looking at the Spectre while attacking?
Yes.
This dread, when you realize you've been locking eyes with this creature, has just, again, the fear and sickness from this dread is just filling you up. And I need you to take 5 damage.
Oof.
I'm also going to need a strength check from you.
Ooh, strength check. Okay. I've rolled a 3.
Well, you only rolled a 4, so unfortunately, even with the low roll, Mirakin, you just picked up off the ground and thrown off to the back corner of this room.
Oh, wow.
And
even with all of that chunky weight.
And I just need you to, we'll take it's D6 of damage. So 3 damage as you slam into that wall.
Oof.
And out of nowhere, the Spectre just disappears, just fades away.
Okay.
Which wall?
Just up above Baron there.
Oh, okay. So it's sort of like thrown in towards the back of the room I was already in.
Yeah. Just thrown into the back of that room. And the Spectre has now just disappeared. Loris, it's your turn. You're prone on the ground.
Yes, so Loris is just going to jump up and go, "For!" Oh. Where did it go? And it's looking around for this thing and can see Morley over the other side of the room, looking into this kind of hole in the wall. Pokes his head into the room, seeing the Baron and Mirakin up against the wall again, looking injured. Not laughing. Is everyone okay? What's going on? Where did it go?
Cool. Morley, we'll go over to you.
Can you describe the bit of the wall that sort of came away when I?
It's not a it's not a chunk of the wall that's come away. The whole section of the wall that the mirror was attached to it's clearly now that you're looking at it has been on some kind of hinge. It's a door that has just opened up maybe a few centimeters from the wall.
Is it a push or a pull?
It's a pull.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mage Hand again and attempt to pull open this door at the seam.
Yeah, cool. We'll say, considering where you guys all are, this is what you're seeing. You can see maybe a couple of, like a hint of a step from the darkness behind that wall.
All right, I'm going to call out to my crew. I think I found the basement.
On the top level of the house.
Dun, dun, dun.
It would seem it's pretty weird, I agree.
So the TARDIS.
Cool.
Yeah.
Bill.
Hearing Morley call out, I think I'm just going to run in and see what's going on, and if the spectre doesn't reappear, I'm just going to head towards the basement.
So we'll say you move into that, and it's actually, as you look into there, stairs up, not down.
Sorry about that.
I'd call back and say, I think it's more of an attic situation.
And you can see, looking up the stairwell with your dark vision, that it goes up maybe I don't know, like 10 feet, and then turns a corner around to the left and continues up.
And I don't see the ghost.
No, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
Nothing but you, cobwebs, and a lot of dust.
Okay, I might just hang around here.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh. Yeah, cool. American. Still in bear form. Bearican, I should say.
Bearican. Shakes her head and sort of snuffles, gets back up and seems to see there's no trace of the spectre that was once there. So she, everyone seems to be calm. Maybe Bill's spell is still lingering in the air. I don't know. She clambers off the ground and goes through the door into the room and is looking around, trying to see if the spectre's in there.
Mm-hmm. You're not seeing
no
signs. No signs. But the dread is still very much in the room.
So she's going to start investigating the room, starting with the closet that seems to be ajar for some reason.
Oh,
the dresser, was it?
Oh, so that's just an empty wardrobe. The closer you get, the more you just open it up fully now, and there's just nothing in there. Just some
no dread in there. Just a wardrobe.
There's no more dread in the cupboard than outside the cupboard.
Just the same amount of dread in there.
An equal amount of dread inside and outside that cupboard. Yeah.
Can I just do an investigation check on the room and just look around for anything?
Yes, but I think you're not going to discover anything more. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Let's say
okay.
You've got 6 seconds anyway on your turn, and you just have a quick look around. There's nothing.
Oh, we're still in combat. Oh.
Well, we're still going through turn orders at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Until I feel it's safe to move on. Baron, we'll go back to you. You're still holding this bundle of blankets, I guess.
I'm going to put there's nothing in the center of it. It's just blankets, right?
It's just blankets.
Okay, I'm going to place it back into the crib nicely, wrap it up, and put the shroud back over the top of it.
Okay.
Crib, and then I'm going to open this door and just have a look in the lower left room.
All right. So you've kind of opened up a small doorway out just to a balcony. You feel from this height you'd be able to get a good look at the surrounding town, but you're met with just a wall of fog that is quite close to the balcony itself. Yeah, fog. Just the fog from earlier.
Yep.
Just pushing up. So you really can't see much.
And there's no magic glow.
Not out here, no.
Is the fog?
How long does that last? How long does it
10
last?
minutes.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. I don't think much time has passed because we just came in and got attacked.
Well, you had the fight with the broom. Some discussion
True.
afterwards.
Yeah, we got attacked by a broom. Came in here.
Yeah. So you've still got some time. You've still got some time. But the glow.
So the fog's not glowing?
No. Well, I think it has the same sort of light glow that it had when you first cast Detect Magic, right as you first entered.
Oh, right.
Barovia.
Vaguely magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's vaguely magic. So have you moved out onto the balcony or?
No, I was just looking out. I am going to follow Bill if I get the chance.
Okay. Cool. Feel free to move your token to where you want to be if you're just going to be behind.
Yep, we'll just go behind Bill.
Okay, great. I think at this point, you on your way through to the doorway and the stairwell that Bill's in, you're feeling that dread, and it peaks just before that entrance, and you sort of feel something, sort of from behind. Sorry, I just gotta select this. Do that. American, you're the one that sees it since you're sort of looking a bit more around it, inspecting the room. But again, it starts with this the skeletal face just from where the nose should be, just starts fading back into existence to reveal this full length, weeping, frightened looking spectre. And it's looking towards the crib, and then turns and sees Loris standing next to it, and it just reaches into his chest. Let's see what we can do with this, if anything. It is a roll of 12, which is not too bad. But I think this has obviously shocked Loris, and they're looking eye to eye. And Loris, this is the first time you've really felt this dread in this room. It was kind of, you felt dread before, it was nothing for you. But this time, this was, now that you've caught face to face, eye to eye with the spectre, it just fills you with absolute dread. And I'm going to need you to take 5 damage. But it is your turn.
Hang on.
What about the Constitution saving throw it's talking about?
That was a fail, that one. I rolled a 12, so that was a fail. The 5 dread that he needs to take was something else completely. That wasn't from the roll.
I see.
Yes, so the strike missed, but I still take some damage, obviously, because this shit's scary. Yeah, so I'm not totally used to specters and ghosts and stuff, and I think having this thing kind of attempt to reach into my chest, although it's probably missed, I think it's still probably reached in and just not done any damage. Like it's just a ghostly thing that's reached in. So I think that's enough to kind of just maybe not panic Loris, but kind of put him in a state of like, what the?
Yeah, I think you jolt back. I think you jolt back a little bit, and the hand sort of withdraws from you before it can do anything.
So it's just kind of this hand's gone in, gone out. I'm just like, this is really weird. I still have my mace in my hand, but I'm just going to kind of wildly flail with both, just kind of like in a bit of a panic. Get out, fuck off. Yeah, I don't like you. Bullshit. Sorry, I just want to knock something off the window. So
you're swiping with the mace?
Yeah, with the mace, just kind of in a bit of a wild flail. So nothing specifically aimed. It's just kind of a...
Yeah, cool. Give me a roll to hit.
I haven't done this for a while. So all right, so I rolled a 10. Clearly wild flail.
Yeah, you're flailing around and it just misses. You're just swiping either side of it. You're not. It's not going through. You wouldn't know if it would go through or not. It's just off to the side. Is there anything else Loris wants to do?
No, Loris is just sort of in not a state of panic, but just a bit of confusion, but weirded out still. And yeah, now his attacks are missing. He's just like, what the fuck?
Cool. Morley, over to you.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I've ever kind of come across a spectre like this on my travels on the high seas?
Yeah. Yep. Give me a roll. 11. Okay, with a roll of 11, I think it's not that you've heard tales of these things, and one of the things that you've heard clearly seems to be true, which is if you lock eyes with one of these things, it's going to do you damage.
All right.
That's something that you know. You also know that they're not the easiest things to attack.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of yell out in almost fear, but to the rest of my crew, I've seen these grisly spectres before. Don't be making eyes at it. And then I'm going to go jump in the closet.
He's a pirate and now he's in the closet.
Yeah. There's not. Oh, you're in that closet. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, cool. Are you shutting it behind you?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
getting flashbacks to Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah. Okay, Bill.
I'm gonna cast a spell, and I guess up to you, Reagan, how you think it will play out. But I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna whisper to the spectre is, "It wasn't your fault. It was just their time.
Okay.
It's not. It wasn't you."
Okay. And what is this? On a failed save, psychic damage, and immediately use its reaction. It has not saved on this. It hears. It stops what it's doing with Loris and sort of whips its head towards the stairwell where you're at. But you're not looking at it. You close your eyes just as it looks towards you. You've heeded Morley's words. And it bolts into this nursery and just cowers over the top of this crib, just sobbing into this crib. Yeah, it seems to have heard what you have to say.
Can I do anything else?
Do you have? Well, what do you want to do?
I would like to shut the door.
We're just gonna do it. Was literally gonna reach out and close the door.
Even
But
with
it's up to you.
American and Loris still in the room.
No, not that door. This door.
Oh, you're gonna? Yeah, you can use your movement to go and close that door.
I'll close the door to the nursery.
Yeah, the
I was like,
nursery.
"That's
Yeah,
cold,
Right.
bro."
Close the door.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, I thought you were like, I'm going upstairs. Goodbye. Okay, cool. We'll move to American.
So I wouldn't have known that he'd cast Dissonant Whispers, obviously.
No.
But I do hear it sobbing
Yes.
and can sense that it's an extremely troubled spirit and that it must be grieving the loss of its child.
Yeah.
So I just edge around as quietly as I can to try and join Baron in the stairwell.
Okay. I think at this point you've noticed that the just like in other parts of the house, there've been some portraits, and there is a small painting above the fireplace that didn't really stand out before, but now everything's sort of calmed down a little bit. You've noticed that it seems to be maybe a painting of someone who lived in this room, and she's all dressed up in servant's clothing, with a big smile on her face. That's what you just notice as you run towards this.
A painting of a happy servant. Now, you wouldn't see that often.
Hmm.
They don't normally have enough for commissions.
Expensive.
So are you in the stairwell with Baron and Gary?
Yeah.
Okay. Baron, over to you.
Well, I've seen the ghost run away and start crying. I'm not going to exacerbate it, I think. I'm going to move up the stairs, and I'm going to whisper to. Before I go, I'll whisper to Morley, "Let's go while we have a chance." I saw him go into the closet.
Yeah, cool.
So hopefully you heard that. I'm going to move up the stairs.
Okay. We'll, before detailing what you see at the top of the stairs, we'll just move on to Loris. There's been just a continued sobbing from the nursery with the closed door.
Loris is pleased that Bill closed the door because that's what he was going to do because, made sense to close the door. So I'm just going to go follow up the stairs with American and the Baron because
And
that's
Gary.
where the fun seems to be happening.
Okay.
And Gary, sorry. Forgot about Gary. He is actually a person and needs to be recognised.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Morley.
I just poke my head out of the closet and see if I can see anything. And as it seems to have calmed down, and I guess I can hear the kind of the weeping coming from that room.
Mm.
I'll very gingerly start to step back towards these stairs.
Cool. And Bill?
Yeah, just going to follow everybody up.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn off the turn order. You guys dealt with that in a way I wasn't expecting, but I'm really glad you guys did what you did. So if you move a little to the right on the map,
We're not always murder hobos. You know that, right?
yeah. And so these stairs just continue up and up, and eventually you find yourself to just a closed door at the top of the stairs, Baron.
Okay. Is it glowing?
No, there's no glowing, and by this point now the spell is starting to wear off. But you're not seeing any glowing coming from underneath the stairs, the door in front of you.
I'll open the door.
Cool. Let's just reveal this room as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot of doors in here.
So it's you don't have any sort of dark vision or anything, do you, Baron?
No, but I do have a cantrip now.
Right, because you open up that door and it's just pitch black up here. That's the same dusty smell, and you feel some you reach out and you get a handful of cobwebs.
Okay. I cast light.
How long does that last for? An hour. Cool. 10 feet. Okay, so that lights a room up, and it's just like it's completely empty, save for some dust and cobwebs. There's a door sort of towards you, off to the left with just a massive padlock, keeping the door locked and closed. And you look around, and there's a little bit of a hallway off to the left of that with a door on either side. And you sort of look around to your left, almost behind you now, and there's another door leading sort of further down into the house. I
cast light on Gary, by the way.
Perfect. Gary is just lit up. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
It doesn't do 1 hit point of damage, does it? Because that would not be good for me. Okay.
Does Gary suffer like fright damage or something by being lit up? I mean, that would just be beautiful. Shit.
Cool. And so I think the rest of you follow up into this empty room as the Baron lights up Gary and moves into the middle of this room. Bill.
Can I cast Cure Wounds at level 1 on Gary, please?
I will allow it. Yeah, for sure.
I lay my hand on his shoulder blade, which is exposed because he's a fucking skeleton.
Yes.
And I let the healing flow through me. And I'm healing by 1d8 plus my spell casting mod, which is 3.
Cool. I like to think that this is happening at the same time that Baron is making him glow as well.
Oh yeah,
ceremonial laying of hands.
Treat, like going to the car wash.
He's cured by 9 HP.
Oh, there we go. Right. That's what Gary wants.
10 HP. Yeah.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Wow.
I feel a great sense of relief.
Yeah, I think at this point you've all noticed the padlock on the door and off to sort of the right hand, the top half of the room there.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Loris is so dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
But by all means.
Although,
So,
didn't Baron Byron
yeah.
grab a key at one point?
You're good
Yeah,
thinking, Merrick.
Loris wants to take
Try
you.
that first before we smash.
Just a moment. Before I'll see you winding up for an attack.
I'm not going to smash it. I'm just going to leave. I'm just
What are
not
you
going
doing?
to smash it. I'm going to
weird.
pick the lock.
Are you going to pick it?
Yeah, Loris has just boldly walked up to it. He's knelt down beside it, investigated the lock. He's
Okay.
fumbling around in a little pouch, and he's just pulling out some stuff. And he pulls out these kind of very rickety, old-looking lockpick tools,
Okay.
and he's going to give it a crack.
Me and Gary are watching, nodding. This is good.
Give us a, because you got proficiency with this, so give us a roll. You should be able to just click in the proficiencies thing. You should be able to click your.
I'm not sure. It should just be proficiency? What's it called?
If you,
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know whether I set it up right or not. I'll just have to see what this does. No, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Set it up right.
Okay, you haven't set it up. Just give me a. What are we going to roll?
D20 plus something.
Dex plus.
Yeah, give me a Dex
bonus.
Yeah,
Plus
Dex plus your proficiency.
Oh, crikey. So Dex is my Dex is 1 plus proficiency, which is. Oh, give me a number, someone. 3.
D20 plus
hang on.
total.
D20 plus 4. Sweet. D20 plus 4. All right, here we go. Let's see how good this goes. I rolled an 8, so I should have just charged it through.
4 plus 4.
Yeah, no, I think Loris
rusty.
is like flicked up his lockpick and stuff, giving you guys all a bit of a wink, and he's just sitting there for like 5 minutes. You know, fucking lock, what kind of padlock is this? And he just can't. And after like a couple of minutes, he just goes and just like sort of turns away and just walks away from this padlock.
Okay, I didn't want to be rude because that was impressive. I thought it was cool. I didn't even know you had that stuff. I'm just going to walk up and pull out this iron key that I found, see if that fits.
Bill, did you have something to add to that?
I was just gonna say, like 5 minutes is a really long time, but stand there.
Like I think you guys are all like
trying.
You know, we haven't seen Loris do this before. Like any minute now, any minute he's going to give this, any minute, and it's like 5 minutes have passed, and you're like, okay, it's not happening. And then Baron just walks up with this like key in his hand,
just like, so is it any? Have you got it, Loris? Is it good?
And the Baron just walks up, and the key.
I'm not even sure I knew Baron had the key because I don't think I saw him pick it up. So.
Yeah, but that key just slides. Sorry.
There would also be the detect magic gone, right?
Yeah, the detect magic has run out. But that key just slides into that padlock perfectly. It's an old rusty padlock, but it just slides in perfectly, and you turn it, and it just clicks open and just drops clang 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 onto the ground.
I'm going to turn to American and go, good thinking.
Actually, you know what? I was a bear, so that was actually just me speaking.
Oh, okay.
You would have just heard a bear snort.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe nudge let's put it this way. In true Lassie style, she nudged the pocket that was holding the key.
There you go, yeah.
What is it? Is someone in the well?
Give her a pump on the head, yeah.
What is it? What is it, American? Is someone in the dungeon?
The key. And I was just going to turn to Loris and just say, oh, it was beginner's luck. Okay, I'm going to push the door open.
Okay. There we go. This room contains like windows, but they're just bricked up, and they're flanked by 2 dusty wood frame bed sized that are sized for children. Closer to the door is a small little toy chest, and it's got windmills painted on its sides, and a dollhouse that looks to be a perfect replica of the house that you're currently in. The furniture is all draped in cobwebs. It's incredibly dusty, and lying right in the middle of the floor are the remains of 2 small children.
Oh,
and they're wearing very familiar clothing.
Ghost children. Oh my god, it was ghosts.
And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Oh,
Oh, that's
no.
spooky.
Don't do this to
Knew
us.
that was going to happen.
Thornbolt.
Freaking ghost kids.
Ghost kids. Or were they? Who knows?
You know, I thought they were ghost kids, bro.
All right. It's another session of Curse of Strahd. Done.
Eesh.
Done and dusted.
Done and dusty.
Done and dusty.
Dusty indeed.
How are we feeling about that reveal at the end? I like the more I'm playing through this this section of the campaign, the more I'm like, some of you have kids, and I'm not feeling good about like a baby in the crib and a stillborn baby and
Maybe in the crib. Yeah. Ew.
and I'm just like, I couldn't think of what I could replace that with.
Think about it though. We talked about a session 0, and that would have been like we made the room for people to bring up stuff they were uncomfortable with. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't think of everything though.
No.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure I would have thought about no killing kids in a campaign, but no, ghost kids is fine.
Ghost kids.
I
Ghost
mean,
kids.
it is a tragic story, so as long as it's not like haha funny or something like that,
yeah.
and as long as it's treated like it's an actual horror story, that's fine with me.
Yeah. I'm not like
It's clearly
detailing
true.
like gruesome attacks on children or anything. Like it's just some
Yet
what?
Yeah, we haven't got far yet.
season 3.
I'm really stoked that Morley cast that mage hand on the mirror. Like I know you were trying to like maybe if I break this mirror then the spectre will disappear kind of thing. But the fact that you focused it on that, it gave me a chance to be like, sweet, they don't have to like investigate this room or like it was a really good way to reveal it. It was awesome.
That was good of you to actually push that part forward.
Yeah.
Good DMing.
Yeah. I've been thinking of how to reveal that, and some of the ways were just kind of just boring, you know. You feel a breeze.
swings
coming
open.
from- Yeah.
As an exit sign of it.
There's a big neon sign.
That's where Free like really dawdle, and you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just look at the freaking mirror.
There's a finger
Yeah.
pointing at the mirror saying, "Push me here."
I'm also going to give Bill a point of inspiration for getting that spectre out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, Bill.
I did not see that coming at all.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I was worried that I was going to TPK you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Because, so obviously this whole thing,
Well, room.
this whole part of the campaign is with the broom, was designed from level 1 to level 3. This part of the campaign, right? And you guys, there's like 5 level 5 characters, so I'm like, the spectre that they gave me was just garbage. So I gave it all of these amazing like cool shit to really mess you guys up, and you worked around it. You basically convinced me that it was something that would affect it. It was awesome.
That was quite a poignant moment, I think, when Bill spoke to the Spectre. There was no kind of let's make a joke out of this in my mind at all. It was quite a quite a moment.
Yeah, that was awesome. Cool. What do you guys think?
And only Bill could have done that.
Totally. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So did you say it's level 1 to level 3 or something for this event?
So normally the Curse of Strahd is from level 3 to level 10, and there's this as like a little addition that you can add to the campaign if you have level 1 characters to bring them up to level 3. But I'd heard everywhere that this was just a really good way to set the scene for the campaign. So I thought, we'll just throw it in and use it anyway. And I've just had to obviously scale things to
level 3 is such a weird place to start. You'd think you go in 5s or something, you know?
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. The weird thing is,
level 3 is when a lot of classes get there. Like, they go out of being newbies to being like.
But then why does Vandalin end in a level 3?
Vandalin ends at level 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like the big campaign. And you think you'd move on to another one, and
The one thing I've noticed is it's really hard to find small campaigns that can then line up nicely with future campaigns. It's designed really strangely that it just doesn't.
chunks of 5 or
Because-
something.
Yeah.
Level 5 is the next big jump in like your character's ability.
Yeah. But it's really hard to find campaigns that start at level 5. I was looking through a bunch and it's they all start at level 3.
Maybe they just always assume you're going to start with new characters or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
This feels very much like the what was the name of that? Oh, Estebar's Manor.
Yes. Yeah,
This
yeah.
feels a bit like Estebar's Manor.
Yeah.
If Shannon and Dave and Reagan remember that.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah, Isabel's Manor was great fun.
Yeah.
That's the reason why our Whereby group is named what it's named.
Yeah.
You remember when oh god, we did some cool stuff with rope and all sorts of stuff and climbing on walls. It was great
Yeah.
laugh.
That was fun. That was like a really good I almost feel like that's a really good campaign for new players to help them get creative.
Yeah.
Puzzle.
Yeah, that's right. There was
some
puzzles.
cool puzzles there. What was the room that turned had butterflies and like there was that little
Dave,
gem thing and all kinds of stuff. in there.
your internet is terrible, Dave. You're
Sorry.
going to have to really fix that. Hopefully,
And when
I gave him a 10-meter cable, so hopefully he just needs to get the
I've
adapter.
got the cord. I just need the adapter.
Yeah,
get the real one, I reckon.
yeah, not the one that you're going to have to install a bunch of weird things through the command line.
could
Whatever.
I remember I got those apples from the Manor of Estebar, and when I came back, it's level 10. I still had the apples.
Right.
Okay. Get the apples
Colored apples or something, eh?
later. Make things change color or something.
Yeah. The other thing someone mentioned, Miserable mentioned in the chat was they most of these campaigns aren't written for like 5 players either. So this whole thing was made for like a group of 4 level 1 players, and so 5 level 5s I've read to really bring it up. Honestly though, like I was reading up, a lot of people at level 1 just get wasted by the Spectre, because it is, when you look at the stats for it, even just like the non-scaled version and without all the extra shit that I've given it, it's still, you've just gone through like a fight with the armor, you've just had like the brooms, and then you've got the Spectre that can just like nope out whenever it wants. Yeah, it's full on, and just like pick things up and throw things, and
It's so easy to die at level 1, especially if you're a class without much armor.
Fighting a ghost, if it's got normal ghost powers, like where I don't know if you need special weapons or whatever, and a lot of things you do, you need like cold steel or whatever, or silver weapons, and you wouldn't have that at level 1. So what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah, and like when you when you're like a class at a low level that does spells, like you use up all your slots and you're essentially useless.
Yes,
And if you've already done that on other things in the house, you are just useless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't heal anyone, can't do any damage.
I'm just taking a look at like the standard Spectre. So the move that Loris managed to avoid, and this is just what it can do, is 3d6 damage on a level 1 player.
That's devastating. That's like instant death.
And it reduces their hit point max as well by that amount.
That's terrible.
Level 1
So
Loris had
it
like
could-
I think 15 hit points.
It could literally just kill you, not like dying state, but kill you.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm pleased we avoided that.
Yeah.
I really wish I was a level 10 necromancer again, because when I become level 10, I'm inured to necromancy, like any necromantic damage.
Oh, right.
It doesn't do anything to me, as far as I know.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe just half. But yeah,
Is it immune or resistant?
it says inured, so I'll have to look it up. But
Alright. Okay. That's pretty good though.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you have resistance. So it's
Resistance.
half
So that's half. Yeah, half damage. Cool. All right.
and
well,
your hit point max cannot be reduced.
Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's not going to happen.
We've got another couple of follows as well. Modal McGee and Aloza Gibber. Thank you so much for the follows. Yeah, we'll just go through all the usual stuff. We've got the Discord link down below, so come and say hi in our Discord. Come chat to us about D&D and pretty much anything else. Thank you so much for stopping by as well. We've got episode 1 is going to go live via podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, tomorrow. And it's already available on YouTube if you just want to get this experience, the watching experience, the visual side of things. There's merch that you can buy if you want. I don't mind. They're cool shirts. They're really cool shirts. Hopefully ours will show up by the time we go live next week, which would be awesome. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time at the same time. Is that right?
Yeah. Kisses or whatever it is, right?
Whatever, Dave. Love you. Love you.